is Jenny, and I'm a wife and mom raising 2 kids. But I used to live a more glamorous life as a TV reporter. I was on the nightly news interviewing pop stars and politicians. So when I said goodbye to TV and hello to motherhood, I suddenly discovered what we moms are up against. We live in a world that tells us to be rich and famous, thin and successful. You know, almost nobody says,
oh, hey, you're a mom? That's fabulous. But you are fabulous, and I'm here to tell you why.
It's the Channelmom Show, celebrating you with Jenny Dean Schmidt.
Hello to every single mom who's listening today. I want to welcome you to the Channelmom Show, where we are celebrating you, Mom. This is the place that you get celebrated, which is pretty cool. My name is Jenny Dean Schmidt. I am your host and a mother myself. We are here to honor and love on the moms. In fact, we really just want to meet moms where they're at. So today, we decided to deal with how our ailing economy is affecting moms and families. On my way in today on I-25, I saw so many buildings empty and for lease. I mean, business after business after business, kind of depressing, closing down. So today, we've invited an amazing woman onto the show whose job is to coach and motivate moms in the working world. And that includes many moms who stay home to work. She's a professional motivator and a great coach for mothers, so you'll want to stay tuned for her. Josh, we want to welcome you to the show today. We're so glad you could make it.
Thank you.
You know, Josh decided to sleep a little extra today.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it helped. Just kidding. All righty, I want to get to my commentary today. Okay, you know when you're having that bad day, Shell, and you turn on the TV and you land on that channel with that think positive person that tells you to focus on what you do have instead of what you don't have. You know those kind of days?
Annoying. People are annoying.
Yeah, they are annoying to you when you're having a bad day. Or you call that friend so that you can cry a river with hopes that she'll cry right along with you. But instead she says, you should count your blessings, right?
No, my friends don't do that to me.
Well, today I am that friend. I am the one that tells you to count your blessings. Here's why. I've been getting a great big long lesson in gratitude lately. And I'm really hoping to pass that along to you, Shell, and to some of the people that are listening today out there. So if you are going through a hard time, just hear me out. Instead of being annoyed by me, reminding you to be grateful, just listen to what I have to say. I am part of a close group of girlfriends. There are 5 of us in the group. All of us are moms in our 30s and 40s. Shell, you're one of them. We met when we all had young little babies at a local MOPS group. We shared coffee and wine, and we traded kids and tears and laughter. Well, this last year, I have to say, has been the toughest year our little group has ever faced. First, the youngest in our group happened to have a husband that she had known since she was 7 years old. He was her knight in shining armor and the love of her life, a great husband and father. They were romantic and in love, believe it or not, through 15 years of marriage, through good times and bad. Well, my dear precious friend lost the love of her life in a traffic accident recently. He was 36. Then 3 months later, right before Christmas, another of the moms in our little group faced the biggest loss of her life. She and her husband lost their 15-year-old son in a terrible accident. He was their firstborn son and precious child, and now he is gone. So, in light of all this, a few days ago, I was teaching our young daughter how to ride a bike. It was a gorgeous summer night in the mountains. Most of us in Denver understand those. There was a mild breeze and the air was warm. And in the middle of all that, I got to experience that great mothering moment when you coach and then you encourage and you pick her up when she falls. And then finally, you get to let your child go and they ride on down the road all by themselves, enjoying the freedom of riding a bicycle on their own, beaming from ear to ear. Just as the sun was setting, our little daughter learned how to ride a bike. And oh, what a great moment that was. I was shouting and I was clapping and I was jumping around, so much so that the neighbors noticed, and one of the neighbors came out to cheer her on too. And 2 young boys rode their bikes up to offer their fellow bike rider congratulations. And in those moments, right then and there, I thought of my friends and their losses. And I was able to thank God for the little things in my life, like teaching my daughter to ride a bike. And that is my hope for you today, Mom, that you can muster up the choice to thank God for the little things and maybe even a few big ones too. So there it is. It's just the truth. You have to stop, because as I was doing that with her, and and it was trying, she kept going into the ditch. I can't do it. You know what I mean?
Count to 10.
Yeah. I thought, oh my gosh, you have to enjoy this moment, and especially thinking of our friends.
Right.
And it was awesome. One of the best nights in the last year for me. Just beautiful. And don't you have good memories of learning to ride a bike, Josh?
No, because they all hurt. All those memories are painful because I fell the entire time.
Okay, well, you're not
and
looking
I'm
on
a
the
boy.
bright side.
Yeah, and I'm a boy, so the first thing I try to do is jump my bike.
Oh, sure.
So.
Sure. And so you didn't really listen to my message about looking on the bright side, did you?
I did.
How about you, Shel?
It's just to think about these friends.
Yeah.
It just makes you count your blessings.
Absolutely. And really everybody has awful hard times, but my hope is that people can stop and enjoy the good times.
Because it's fleeting.
Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, on that note, we've got the news.
If you're tired of the same old news,
What more do you want? I want the truth.
You're hearing it. Strap yourselves in, folks.
never fear.
What's the dealio?
Part of life is learning to let things go.
We've got news moms can use.
What was that name again? I missed that.
News moms can use.
Alrighty, in the news this week, we've got the latest stories, and we pick them based on what we think moms want or need to hear. And speaking of mothers, we want to welcome Donna, Shelly's mom's in the studio with us today.
Yay! Thanks for coming, Mom.
Hi, Donna. That's so awesome that we have her here. Today, we've got news that you need to hear for the safety of your children. And I'm going to get to that story in a moment. But first, I thought you wanted to hear this one. They have discovered a way to determine if your spouse or prospective spouse is actually good husband material. Listen up to this, Josh. And do you know what the key discovery was? The kind of guy who buys a flashy sports car is not a great candidate for husband of the year. Researchers literally found that conspicuous spending is often driven by a desire to have uncommitted romantic flings. This story from Health Day News, by the way. So apparently that these kind of men are not the marrying kind. Who knew? According to researchers from several universities, this research suggests that conspicuous products such as Porsches can serve the same function for men that large and brilliant feathers serve for peacocks. Now, poor Porsches. They're picking on Porsche, but they did mention Porsches. So this is what the author
I
of
hope
the
you're not
study
going to
said.
try to get Porsche as a sponsor.
Apparently not now. Okay. Well, men may show off their flashy products like a peacock shows off its feathers in order to draw the attention of females. Researchers suggest that men who pursue this strategy are only interested in short-term sexual relationships with women. Now, here's the problem. Researchers discovered that women did find the men with flashy possessions more desirable, saying that a girl might prefer a man driving a Porsche over a man who drives a Honda Civic. Now, my husband drove a Ford Pinto station wagon in college, and I found him attractive.
He's the marrying kind. And he still doesn't have a sports car, by the way.
He doesn't. So he's the marrying kind, evidently. While women who did find the man that drove the sports car more attractive as a date, they did not find him more desirable as a marriage partner. So they wanted him as a date, but not a marriage partner. I guess maybe they just wanted to ride in the car.
I find myself desiring the car more. I don't really look at the guy driving the car. Just kind of notice the car.
Yeah, I guess. I don't. Yeah. Red flags always go up when men are in sports cars to me. I can't explain it. You don't drive a sports car, Josh.
I don't. Where did Jeeps fall in that category?
I don't know.
It is a manly car.
Yeah, it's kind of a show-offy car a little bit.
But it's a functional. I enjoy going to the mountains, so it's a functional car.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
It's definitely, what is it called? I mean, you use it for...
Four-wheeling.
Yeah, four-wheeling. Yeah. It's spoken like a mountain girl. What's that called again? Okay.
Yeah, you're from Bailey, aren't you?
I am. That's pathetic. Okay. I can't really take my Pacifica four-wheeling. Okay, now the safety warning. This warning comes from a new study pointing the finger at portable swimming pools for creating real and serious risks for young children. A good time of year to talk about this. The lead researcher in the study claims about every 5 days, a child drowns in a portable pool here in the U.S. The study from Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio, details the drowning deaths of more than 200 children under 12 years old linked to a variety of above-ground pools, some large and deep, others small and shallow, and including inflatable models. Researchers speculate because these pools are inexpensive and easy to assemble, many parents just don't consider them as dangerous as in-ground pools. The greatest risks happen to be for children under 5, as you could imagine, according to the researchers. If you would like to learn about the safety precautions to take with these pools, I do have an address for you to go to. So it's called pediatrics.aappublications.org. You can go there to learn some safety precautions. And you should look at their June 20th online edition. Also in that journal, some amazing findings about eating family meals. They've discovered that the frequency of shared meals is significantly related to nutritional health in children and adolescents. Apparently, children and adolescents who share family meals 3 or more times per week are more likely to be in a normal weight range and have healthier dietary and eating patterns than those who share fewer than 3 family meals together. So eat meals together. I know it's so hard to do. People are busy. They always have an excuse, but it's better for your kids.
There's tons of things they can link to eating meals together. Not just healthy weight, but
you do better in school.
Relationships and
they say you do better in school.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? If you eat family meals together, they'll do better in school. So think about that. Okay, and speaking of relationships, could your middle schooler face a survey that pries just a little too much about the nature of his or her relationships? A Massachusetts middle school reportedly sparked outrage after forcing students to answer questions on a survey that asked some very graphic questions. A parent spoke out after making an official complaint about that survey, claiming her 7th and 8th grade daughters were forced to take the Youth Risk Behavior Study at Memorial Middle School. After her daughters objected to answering the questions, she said one was told she had to, while the other was taken to a counselor before she was also made to take part. Now, according to this parent, the school operates on a form of positive consent. So you take home the note. If the parents sign it, or if they don't sign it, the school doesn't hear back, then consent is considered to be given. Questions on the survey, now I'm warning everybody out there who might have a child listening, questions on the survey included asking the middle schoolers what method they used to prevent pregnancy during their last sexual encounter. We're talking about 6th and 7th graders here.
I know, but some of them are sexually active.
Okay, come on. I mean, I'm not sure they need to take that survey. And they also asked them about oral intimacy, if you know what I mean.
I know, it's so hard because in middle school, you've got some girls still playing with their dolls.
I know.
And some girls, they look like they're 18.
But I feel sorry for that mom
range.
because I'm sure she didn't want them to get that education.
No, I wouldn't want it either.
Yeah. Anyway, that story came from the Daily Mail reporter. And finally, NBC has apologized after twice offending a number of folks across America. Apparently, the network intended to inspire patriotism by opening their coverage of the last round of the U.S. Open with a clip of students reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. However, when they were showing this clip, the network twice happened to omit the words "under God" from the clip.
On accident.
Twice they omitted it while these kids were saying the Pledge of Allegiance. So that omission sparked an outcry on social media. Very powerful tool these days. So NBC said, sorry, we didn't mean to omit "under God." I thought that was kind of interesting. All righty. So we've got some cool guests coming up, Sean. I'm kind of excited. You are listening to the Channel Mom Show, where we are celebrating you on Mile High Sports Radio, AM 1510, FM 93.7. I am your host, Jenny Dean Schmidt. You can also watch us all during the week on channelmom.com. In fact, we've got past shows there, and we've had some really fabulous shows. We had a show on addiction last week, I think it was, which was really powerful. A mom sharing her story of how she overcame addiction and bulimia. It was really, really good. So you can go watch some of our past interviews there. We had an interview with J.J. Heller, which was really fantastic, a musician whom I know a lot of people love. So please go there, channelmom.com, and watch us. We're going to start some new things there, too. Also, you can join us on facebook.com/channelmom and talk to us. We've got our finger on the pulse of what's unfolding in our country right now, as I've said. And as you know, the economy is an issue on almost everyone's minds. I know it is for me every time I go to fill up my car with gas or to go to the grocery store. So our next guest is going to tell us how she helps moms navigate through this difficult economy by working. Stay tuned.
Be happy, don't worry, be happy now.